Hey, fellow American citizens, today's date is February 9th, 2015. The time is exactly 10:15 a.m. My name is Leslie Williams. I live in San Diego, California, La Jolla, and I am a target victim and activist concerned in the crimes of what is known as gang stalking. Now, I apologize for the way I look. I'm just recovering from a major bike accident. I got a concussion, multiple contusions, and my face is now just finally, my face is no longer oh, hold on. Sorry about that. I just noticed that the lens was obstructed. Bear with me just for 1 second, okay, please? Now, my face was blue, black, and purple. Both my eyes were completely swollen up, and they just now, you can't see it now because it's now gone. It's been gone now for about 2.5 days. But the reason why I'm bringing that up is because I don't look my best as a result of my face recovering from this accident. Okay, now I'm literally getting ready to get into the meat and potatoes pertaining to the subject matter of this particular video, and I apologize that I got a slow start. Now, what I'm doing right now is this video is being made for, but not limited to, it's a prediction video, it's an update video, and it's also a video that's going to encompass a very minuscule amount of indisputable evidence that I can show you in order to support the statements that I'm going to be making in this video. Now, one of the first things, I think that a good idea for me to, in reference to starting this video out concerning its subject matter, is to show you a related feature pertaining to what this video is about. So I'm going to do it right now. I want you to take a look at this tent. It's a brand new tent. I had to spend $85 on it, and I also ended up buying some other things at Dick's Sporting Goods the day I bought the tent. If memory serves me correctly, the bill came to $114. Now, the dimensions of this tent, I'm not going to say what they are in this particular video. I accidentally did say it yesterday in another video, but I guess it don't matter right now. Just bear with me. You will completely understand why this video is being made as you continue to watch it. So this tent right here is the tent that I bought, and I'm going to start utilizing it at least by tomorrow, maybe more than likely today as well, which means I'm going to be propping it up at a different location, which is actually the reason why I'm making this video. Now, you can see that this tent is yellow, but understand, please, do you see these black weatherization sheets right here? Okay, now what I did was I went to Walmart and I bought some black weatherization sheets, and then I also bought some 55-gallon industrial sized contractor bags, black. And what I did is I taped them all together with black electrical tape so that they could just be one big gigantic piece to cover the size of the tent that I'm sitting in now. And I did that for weatherization purposes, and also to keep the flashlights that I use at night from being seen by anybody that might walk by the area that's to the front of this, or might attempt to try and come up in here and look at this area from a distance. It's done to basically keep the light out and the cold weather out. Now, so what I want you to do is picture in your mind, do you see how the black weatherization sheets are all over this tent right here? On this particular one, this is not the weatherization sheet that I made concerning what I just talked about. This is the one that's on this tent is a separate one. The one that I made is one complete piece. Okay, now the one complete piece that I made that is the size of this tent right here that I'm in is going to be completely wrapped on the outside of this tent once it's erected each and every night. Okay, so you will not be able to see any part of this tent at all. It'll be completely covered in thick black weatherization sheets that look like this. And I'm talking about it's very thick. You cannot see the light. Like when I'm inside this tent that I'm in right now, when I close this tent up and pull the flap in front of it that's also black weatherization sheets, you cannot see not a speck of light, because I've turned on multiple flashlights all being on at one time. Okay, and then got outside the tent, pulled the flap down in order to take a visual, in order to take a look to see if any light was visible. You can't see it at all. So the point being is that the types of black weatherization sheets that are on this tent will completely cover this tent from head to toe when I'm in it at night and in the morning when I wake up. Now, why am I making this video? As a direct result of being an organized stalking, gang stalking target individual, I had been made homeless. You can go to Google and you can type in organized stalking, creating homelessness of targets, and then in a separate search type in gang stalking, creating homelessness of targets, and do a thorough extensive research pertaining to the blogs that come up, and you will undeniably be able to conclude that creating the homelessness of a targeted individual of gang stalking is a methodology that is perpetrated against the gang stalking target by the perpetrators who are perpetrating the gang stalking of the target. So they get tired of losing apartment after apartment after apartment because of the gang stalking, which you can also Google that in reference to how they will gang stalk you to multiple different apartment buildings and motel rooms. Because the goal for them is to create the homelessness and then to covertly keep it managed. That is achieved, but not limited. That is achieved, but not limited to the constant tracking of the target, surveillance of the target, and monitoring of the target, and the techniques they use to make sure that the homelessness is kept created. So you have to do exhaustive research into this to see that I'm literally telling you the truth. And there are thousands of targeted individuals right now all over the internet experiencing the same exact identical thing that I am. Literally. So if they'll gang stalk you to multiple motel rooms, multiple apartment complexes, and then also along all your routes, do you honestly think for 1 second that they will not gang stalk you to a hiking area? Now, before I continue my statements in reference to the meat and potatoes of this particular video, what I'm going to do is literally prove to you that I'm being gang stalked. I'm about ready right now to play you an audio file of 2 men harassing me on a sidewalk, Gilman Road in La Jolla, California, right up the street from UCSD, right across the street from my last hiking area, about 70 feet up the sidewalk. Okay, the last hiking area I had, once I left it and then got up on the road that was right next to the hiking area, I would then cross the street, and as a result of crossing the street, that would bring me to a sidewalk. This event happened 70 feet up the sidewalk from where my last hiking area was. 2 men are threatening me and harassing me, and as they're doing it, they're saying gang stalk together, then one says gang stalking, and then that same one says gang of stalking, I'm gonna fuck you up. Please excuse my language. Now, one of the 2 men was directly connected to a group of men that they had propped up to hike out next to me at that hiking area. They harassed me on a daily and nightly scale. Okay, and I made videos about it throughout the entire year of 2013 and up to April of 2014 when they finally moved out. Absolutely. I made videos about it every single day and published them to YouTube. So you can go to YouTube and type in, and Google and type in learning disabled woman makes hiking area prediction, learning disabled woman exposes gang stalking at hiking area, and you'll find them concerning how I was being harassed at that area. And then at the tail end of the year, November 28, 2013, you'll literally see me catching them employing a technique that I said that they were doing towards me from a distance at that hiking area. I was basically making videos stating that they were yelling gang stalk, why don't you call the cops on her, gang stalk, why don't you fuck her, gang stalk, why don't you come and steal her stuff. Okay. So basically what I was exposing in each one of these videos that was made every single day and publishing them, I'd say at least 90% of them were published the day they were made. Okay, so let's look at this. I was making a video every single day stating that they were yelling gang stalk, oh my god, gang stalk, why don't you call the cops on her, gang stalk, why don't you come and steal her stuff, and then repeating it practically some days non-stop all day and even up until 11 o'clock at night. This was done to mentally harass me and to keep me mentally preoccupied with the fact that crime was happening to me by repeating words, phrases, threats while they're saying gang stalking. Now, I made a video about this every single day throughout the entire year 2013 up until about the first week of December of 2013. That's right. Now, just bear with me for a second. So, let's take a look at this. I made a video about it every single day. 90% of them were published the day they were made, exposing what was happening to me, and the fact that in some of these videos I also stated that 2 separate UCSD students on 2 separate dates at UCSD Price Center said the same thing. Gang stalk, why don't you go and steal her stuff? Now, I have indisputable proof over at least 800 audio files proving that individuals are getting along all my routes every day saying gang stalk, oh my god, gang stalk crazy, gang stalk weird, suck my dick. Okay, excuse my language, but I just got to expose what they're doing. Okay, hold on. So, think about this. If I'm exposing this on the internet every single day throughout the entire year of 2013, and then I catch this event on November 28th, 2013, it was either on Thanksgiving Day or the day after Thanksgiving, on a sidewalk right across the street from that hiking area, 70 feet up the street, one of the two men being directly connected to the group of men that had propped themselves up to camp out 150 feet away, who yelled, "Gang stalk, why don't you call the cops on her?" and "Gang stalk, why don't you come and steal her stuff?" every day, along with "Gang stalk, oh my god, gang stalk, suck my dick." They were doing this to me every day at that hiking area, day and night. And then I catch this on a sidewalk right across the street from that hiking area, 70 feet up the sidewalk at the end of the year, November 28, 2013. And I'm going to play it to you right now. Just listen to this. It might take a second for it to come on. Gang of stalking, I'll fuck you up. What they're saying is a threat while they're saying gang stalk. Now, I can prove undeniably that this event occurred on Thanksgiving Day 2013 because it was caught on a running recording, tape recorder, as it was transpiring. I then uploaded it to multiple different media platforms and to my phone. Okay, then I uploaded it from the, I uploaded it to a video file on my phone. Hold on. Now I uploaded it to a video file on my phone and then transferred that video to Instagram. Now Instagram, which is a media a feature that you can upload yourself even on your computer. Hold on a second. Only allows you to make a 15-second long video. Okay, so what I did was I took the most pertinent part of that event, uploaded it to my video on my phone, and then transferred that video to Instagram. And you just heard it. I'm going to play it one more time for you. Now, the day before this event occurred, I made a video that's online right now. In fact, I'll bring it up. Let me go to YouTube. I'm not going to be able to play the video because I went past my data stream amount on my phone, which means that YouTube will hiccup and stutter. It won't stream it, so you can't hear it. But what I'll do is show you the YouTube title. So let me get my glasses on. Now, while that's coming up, what I'm going to do is I'm going to talk to you for a second, and then I'll get back to another audio file that you'll clearly be able to see that I'm being gang stalked. What I'm going to be doing today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move some property from this spot to a spot that's on the other side of this big gigantic bush that you see right here. Okay? Now, I've already surveilled the area, and it's a nice secluded area except for one limitation. It's got a small trail that leads out to the outside of this bushed area, which means anybody can walk up in it if they decide to do so. But I gotta get out of this spot because of, if I get caught camping here, I can get arrested for illegal lodging and or given a ticket, which means I'll have to go to court. Now, as a result of what happened to me on November 13th, 2014 at the last hiking area, the one that I had just got done talking to you about, I was arrested for illegal lodging by the very police departments that I'm all over the internet exposing, UCSD and SDPD. That's right. And that arrest was predicted 22 hours before in a tweet. Absolutely. Now, I'll show you that tweet if I remember to. Just trust me, okay? Alright, so let me bring that video up that I was talking to you about, because I think it's important for you to understand the connections here pertaining to what's going on towards me in San Diego, California. I gotta find it here first really fast. So, now, after I move over there, what I'm going to be doing, I might have to keep this tent up tonight if I don't have time to take it down, because I got to make time in order to haul my sleeping bags over there, erect this tent about an hour and a half before it gets dark, Okay, if anybody approaches me while I'm over there, especially right before dark, because I'm gonna wait about an hour and a half before dark before I pitch my tent. Now hold on. Now think about this: if they're gang stalking me along all my routes and propping people up along my routes to repeat gang stalk. Oh my God! And I'm gonna show you another video, another audio, which is actually an audio of a video. Okay, of me being gang stalked in Yucca Valley, California, which is 160 miles away from where this Thanksgiving event that you just heard took place at. Okay, so you can go to Google right now and you can type in at Google the address for UCSD, because that Thanksgiving event occurred right up the street from UCSD on the same road. Gilman Road runs right into UCSD campus. Okay, let me just find this video really fast because I'm distracted talking to you while I'm trying to look for it. Now, if you went to Google and typed in UCSD La Jolla campus's address and then write it down, and then go to Google and look up the address for the Yucca Valley library's address, and then MapQuested, and then what you'll do is go to MapQuest and put in UCSD UCSD campus's address, and then put in the Yucca Valley address. Like when you go to MapQuest, you got to put down the address of where you're coming from, and then you got to put down in a separate box the address that you're going to, so you can get directions. When you do that, and once you hit enter, MapQuest will generate to you how to get to where you're going in reference to where you're coming from. But it will also show you the distance in miles between the two addresses. So when you put UCSD La Jolla campus's address into MapQuest, and then put the address of the Yucca Valley Library into MapQuest as well, you'll be able to see the distance in miles between those two locations. Okay, now the reason why I'm telling you this is because in you'll be able to see that I was gang stalked from La Jolla to Yucca Valley, 160 miles away, because the same exact identical harassment was caught in Yucca Valley that's been caught happening around me, concerning me, along all my routes in San Diego County. Yucca Valley is in Sacramento County. Alright, so let me just find this video because it's actually compromising too much of my time here. So I gotta look for the playlist that it's in. Now, once I play you the audio of me being on a bus in Yucca Valley, California, you'll clearly be able to see that I am experiencing, that I'm being stalked from one location to another in order to employ the same exact identical 2AT verbal harassment around me. Now, I can indisputably prove that I was harassed all over Yucca Valley, along all my routes in Yucca Valley, because the tape recorder was running on me at all times along all my routes in Yucca Valley. I think I found it. Hold on. Okay. Now, when you look at the evidence that I got, like for instance, you can go to YouTube, right? You can go to Google, but let me. All right, I finally found it, so let me show it to you. Go to YouTube right now and type in this YouTube title: 11/27/13. Learning disabled woman tells UCSD police how she's gang stalked. Now, at the beginning of this video, you'll literally see a video picture of my phone. The phone is showing the date and time, which shows you that this video was made on 11/27/2013. And in the video, I'm exposing a tape recorder. Okay, now, in the video itself, it shows me showing the tape recorder of the Thanksgiving event. No, it shows me transferring the audio of a conversation that I had with UCSD police on November 20th, 7 days before. It literally shows me telling a UCSD campus police officer that every time I go on their campus, that individuals are getting around me and saying, gang stalk, oh my God, gang stalk weird, gang stalk crazy. And if I remember correctly, this video shows me showing a video picture of the time and date the audio file was made. The time and date that this verbal interaction occurred between me and the UCSD campus police officer, 11/20. Now, the video was made on 11/27. The Thanksgiving event occurred the next day. okay, on a sidewalk, the same sidewalk that runs directly into UCSD campus, and an individual that played a role in that event was directly connected to the hiking area, and UCSD police are the ones that came to that hiking area to give me a ticket for illegal lodging. So it proves that I was being gang stalked, that I was telling the truth throughout the entire year of 2013 pertaining to how I was being harassed at that hiking area and at UCSD. And then UCSD came to that hiking area and gave me a ticket, forcing me to move, okay? And then they came back to my hiking area on November 10th before I could move and arrested me, okay? Now, so they illegally and criminally consolidated the ticket and the ticket from the arrest without my permission, okay, as a result of the 11/10 arrest. I didn't discover it until December 1st. Now, which then, as a result of them illegally, criminally consolidating both those tickets without my permission or knowledge, they put me on 3 years of probation without me knowing about it. Okay? So what I am doing now is developing strategies to take away their ability to prop up normal appearing excuses and normal appearing events to use as a normal appearing excuse to have the police called in order to give me an illegal lodging ticket and or arrest me for illegal camping, which they can then claim I violated probation. Organized stalking, gang stalking expeditions are brought about towards me as a result of the tracking, surveillance, and observation of me. Think about it this way. How did these two individuals on this Thanksgiving event, how were they able to say while they're in my physical presence, gang stalk together at the same time, the tape recorder picking it up, without either one of them saying to the other, okay, now it's the time to say it, gang stalk. Without either one of them saying to each other, okay, now let's say gang stalk to her. In other words, when they were in my physical presence right in front of me, they both, out of the blue, said gang stalk together. Then one said gang stalking, and then that same one said gang of stalking, I'm gonna fuck you up. Which means that they pre-planned this, because the audio file, where's my tape recorder? Because the audio file is not showing them, either one of them verbally instructing the other to say gang stalk, and then they both say it. Do you understand what I'm saying? In other words, it was a rehearsed event in reference to what they did. Listen. Why would two complete strangers, if one of them wasn't, let me just put it to you this way. How would two complete strangers who I do not know personally at all in any realm of relationships, acquaintance, friendship, anybody that I've ever stopped and had a conversation with, I don't tell anybody physically that I'm being gang stalked except for the police. So, how would they know to get around me and employ a method that I was already describing all throughout the entire year in videos, and then publishing them to YouTube, saying gang stalk as they're threatening me? Do you understand? Now, what you're about ready to hear right now is me being on a bus in Yucca Valley, California. Do you hear, as soon as it comes up, do you hear individuals say gang stalk, oh my god, and then a woman just flat out says gang stalking? Now, I left that previous hiking area to go to Yucca Valley to go see a fellow targeted individual. It did not work out, so I came back. I was gone a week. The person who I was going to see, I looked up their address and how to get there by Yucca Valley Transportation Services, okay? In other words, every single thing concerning the person I was going to see in Yucca Valley, I had to go to Yucca Valley to go see him. But I also had to look up all transportation services to get to Yucca Valley and all transportation services within Yucca Valley in order to get to his address once I got there. And guess where I looked up all this information at? UCSD. Go to Google and type in cyber surveillance and gang stalking. Now, The same exact methodology has been caught happening around me all over UCSD campus. Every single time I've went on their campus, it's also been caught inside the San Diego Police Department headquarters. And both of those, campus safety from UCSD and the San Diego Police Department, are the ones who are involved in the illegal giving me an illegal lodging ticket and arresting me on November 10th for illegal lodging. Who I have been all over the internet through Twitter, YouTube, and Google, and blogs exposing for the last 3.5 years. Do you really think that's an accident? Now, think about this. How are they able to prop up people to get around me every single day, everywhere I go, to have them repeat, gang stalk, oh my God, gang stalk crazy, gang stalk weird, gang stalk suck my dick, including at hiking areas? The only way that they could prop people up along my routes, including at every kind of business you can think of, public libraries, universities, even walking routes, bus routes, trolley stations, trolley routes, restaurants, movie theaters, libraries, post offices, banks, grocery stores. Everywhere I go, my tape recorder has literally caught every day. Everywhere I go, people saying gang stalk, oh my God, gang stalk weird, suck my dick, crazy, stalk, gang, everywhere I go. Do you really honestly think that a tape recorder can have a mental illness? I don't think so. I don't think so. Now, let's look at this. The only way that anybody can be saying these things around me is that they have to know where I'm at in real time at all times in order to prop up the people to get around me to say these things, which they're intentionally doing in order to keep me mentally preoccupied with the fact that I'm a victim of this crime by propping up people along my route to literally repeat the name of it in the same exact identical way. Gang stalk, oh my God, gang stalk weird, gang stalk crazy, suck my dick. Just listen.
I'm gonna go hang it up and get my
All right, so that's in Yucca Valley. This is in La Jolla. So I moved from that area where the area where all these events took place at, in reference to the coming to my hiking area and giving me illegal lodging tickets and arresting me. I moved from that area. Okay, now I'm already experiencing clever techniques at this one, and they've already flattened my tires of my bike that's parked about 45 feet away. So what I'm going to do? So what I had to do was buy this tent. And the reason why I did that is because the area where the properties that I have selected to camp out at, okay, remember, black weatherization sheets are going to be covering all sides of this tent. So the yellow cannot be seen from a distance, and to keep the cold weather out and the flashlights from being seen at night. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to prop this tent up at different locations about an hour, hour and a half before it gets dark out. And then I'm going to go to bed early, and then what I'm going to do is wake up, fold up all my sleeping bags, put them in a black industrial sized contractor bag, and then get outside the tent, take the weatherization sheets off the tent, fold them up, and then take the tent down and carry it with me on a daily basis. This is what I'm gonna do. This is what I gotta do. Hold on. Now, considering the type of property that I'm gonna be camping on, and that I am camping on, there should be no other reason for anybody to be in my physical presence by the time it's dark and before it gets dawn. So, what I'm doing right now is I'm literally predicting that they're gonna prop up somebody, like a neighbor, a landscape worker, an RP worker, a volunteer for RP. And I know you don't understand what that means. It's an abbreviation which was made for legal and strategic purposes. Okay, because I can't disclose what kind of property I'm camping on. The point being is that what they're going to do is they're going to probably use homeless men and or women, either homeless men and or women, or neighbors or kids or teenagers or anybody else who's claiming that they're in the area for normal appearing reasons in reference to why they would be in the area, considering what the area is. Just bear with me. The point being is this, is that in organized stalking, gang stalking expeditions, in order for them to arrest the target for illegal camping, the police being involved in gang stalking, Google that, how they are, what you can do is what they do is that they prop up staged interreactions between the target as a result of the constant tracking, observation, and surveillance of the target. Absolutely. Absolutely. Think about it this and remember, how do you think they're propping up people along all my routes every day to say gang stalk, oh my God? They gotta know where I'm at in real time at all times. If I'm not, like, when I'm subject to that technique at Ross Grocery Store, it's because they know I'm there. If they see, if it's caught on my tape recorder on my way to Rouse, at the bus stop, on the bus route to Rouse, if it's caught at all these places and at Rouse, then they're able to know that I am where I'm at in real time on my way to Rouse and at Rouse. So if I'm not anywhere where it's being caught, then they obviously know. Put it to you this way, in order for them to prop it up along my routes, they got to know where I'm at. So, since I'm not along my routes, they're obviously knowing where I'm not at, which, in other words, they know where I'm at right now, okay? Because, think about it this way, if I make a video prediction, which I did every day throughout the entire year 2013, I'd make a video saying, let's see if anybody says gang stalk along my routes today once I leave this area, that area being pertaining to the other hiking area. I would show a video picture on my phone in these video predictions as I'm saying, like I'd get up my track phone, which was the type of phone that I was using before I bought this one, and I'd show a video picture of the phone showing the date and time. I would also use the voice command feature, which was a feature in the tools menu of the track phone, which means that once you enable the voice command feature, the phone would state the date electronically and time. I would then state in the video prediction, after showing a video picture of my cell phone, I would state, let's see if anybody says gang stalk around me today, or oh my God, or gang stalk, or oh my God, or gang stalk weird. And I said that if it is said, that it would be caught on my tape recorder. Now, the video prediction, it's showing a video picture of my phone and the date, and the tape recorder running by date and time, okay? If gang stalk and oh my God was caught after the prediction was made, it'll show that it was caught at a time on the same date in reference to the time and date that was shown in the video file as the verbal prediction was being made. In other words, the evidence was caught after the verbal prediction was made, isolating both time sequences of when the evidence was caught in reference to the time and date sequence pertaining to when the prediction was made that the evidence would be caught. The evidence being caught after the fact concerning the video prediction being made, which shows that I was stalked from the area where the video prediction was made at, to the areas and spots where the evidence was caught at. Do you understand? So what I do, okay, is predict what these little filthy red-ass whores are going to do before they do it, to prove the covert tracking and surveillance and observation in order to prop up the staged events, the verbal harassment, the illegal arrests that are occurring, because the police have to have a normal apparent reason of them pertaining to them claiming they know where I'm at, using a neighbor who claims they saw or heard me or saw my property or saw my bike, using kids who are acting like they're in the area because they're enjoying the area for what it is, teenagers, homeless people. They will even stage an assault in order to psychologically motivate me to call the police as a result of being assaulted. And if you don't think that the police don't know why people call them, think again. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Leslie Williams, and this is how I literally got a fucking lid because of these filthy red-ass whores. That Thanksgiving event that I showed you in this video, let me check the batteries real fast. Okay, now, the Thanksgiving event that I showed you in this video was played to two separate police officers, okay? Two separate police officers 2 times. In other words, 2 police officers were shown the Thanksgiving event audio that you heard. They were shown it twice on 2 separate occasions. Also, another 2 police officers were shown it in front of the law library in San Diego, California, and another 2 were shown it after they had me brutally assaulted at that hiking area on July 9, 2014. Okay? It was denied being heard 6 times. No, wait, hold it. It was denied being heard 3 times. Okay? For the police officers on 2 occasions, and the other 2 on 1 occasion, and then the July 9th police officers, I will not say if they said they heard it or not, because it can't be proven what they said. Now, at least from any of my recording devices. So, the point being is why you heard it as plain as day. I know you did, because what you heard is factual. So why are they claiming they can't hear it? So, ladies and gentlemen, when I get done making this video, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to walk over to that area on the other side of this big gigantic bush. Now I'm gonna get up for a minute and let's try and see if anybody claims to hear me talking as I'm making this video. What I'm gonna do, see, this is where my tent's at right now, and this big gigantic bush right here, when you're seeing how big it is right here by me showing it to you, okay? Well, when I walk through here, okay, and go through all these thick branches that are intertwined with each other, what I'll do is walk through it, because I've already walked through it once. You walk through it, and then as a result of walking through it, you get to the area that's on the other side of this big bush. And the way that this big bush looks on the other side, it literally looks bigger than what it does on this side, because some of the I don't know what you call this, okay, some of these have been strewn out as a result of branches growing out and obstructing its physical integrity. The whole area over there is completely abandoned. Okay, it's filled with extremely heavy brush and bush, literally camouflaging the area itself from it being able to be seen from the outside by anybody. Okay, in other words, let me just back up for a second here. Now what I'm going to do right now is show you this area. This area right here is nothing but complete entangled thick brushes. You cannot see me from the other side of those brushes. Well, the brushes are the same concerning once you get over to this area, including in the back, okay, and on all sides. But there is one little narrow spot that they can walk into it from what's on the other side of the brushes. So that's leaving me a little bit vulnerable. But me staying here is not a good idea, even using my new tent. And the reason why I say that is because I've already been here too long. And when you engage in what is known as stealth camping, you don't want to be in one spot too long. Also, that other area will enable me to possibly start bringing my bike into it. And I'm not going to use it for long periods of time. Actually what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using this area for maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 nights a week at the most at a time. The tent being taken down every morning, put back up right before dark. Okay, and then what I'll do during the day, if I decide not to go anywhere, is just put up a brown tarp, acting like I'm using it to keep the wind off of me. More than likely this brown tarp from this tent. Okay, and then a small little itty bitty hand carry-out blanket that I can use to sit on. That way nobody can accuse me of camping. Okay, now what they can do is prop up anybody and use them towards the police by saying, we saw her in the area multiple times, we believe she's camping here. They call the police and the police say, are you camping here? I say no, and then they say, well, we need to search her stuff. They don't have a right to search anything of mine, because if I don't have an erected tent, they can't prove that I'm camping. The point being is that, so you might think to yourself, well, why the hell is all this going on? Alright, well, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to lead you to some information so you can see what gang stalking is about in part. Okay, now what I'm going to do right now is describe to you some YouTube titles and some blog titles. Now, if you can't find this blog title, UCSD and Law Library, Are They Networking Gang Stalking, which they have already hacked into. They literally copied and pasted information in it that I would not copy and paste into it, and I just left it in there because I got tired of erasing it. I just left it in there. I said, screw it. But there's at least 70 videos in there of it showing me being harassed along all my routes, businesses and libraries and university campuses included, in the same exact way that I've already forementioned pertaining to how they're propping up verbal harassment, which is identical everywhere I go. Okay, they're called sensitization methods. Repeating words and phrases and physical gestures is all over the internet in reference to those being techniques of gang stalking sensitization methods. Okay, now, you can also go to YouTube and type in Learning Disabled Woman exposes or explains criminal motivations of gang stalking. And then in another one, you can type in at YouTube and Google, Learning Disabled Woman Explains Methods and Tactics of Gang Stalking. You can also go to YouTube and type in Learning Disabled Woman Makes Hiking Area Predictions, or HA Predictions. Okay? Learning Disabled Woman Exposes Evidence of Gang Stalking. Every time I say Learning Disabled Woman, that means that's the beginning of a new YouTube title. Okay? Learning Disabled Woman Exposes Evidence of Gang Stalking. Learning Disabled Woman Exposes Flat-Out Evidence of Gang Stalking. Learning Disabled Woman Catches Gang Stalking. You can Google and YouTube these descriptions. Hold on. Now, another thing they're doing well, let me just put it to you this way. Are they doing this at this hiking area? My bike is parked about 40 feet away, locked up to a branch, and it's a new bike, which they've already flattened the tires of it. I had to fix it 3 days ago. That's done to make me feel fearful, because once they do something, the whole goal is to make you feel afraid that it's going to happen again, to keep you mentally preoccupied with the fact that they're doing this to you. Absolutely. In fact, they even literally sent me a text message stating that they were going to flatten my tires when I went back over to the other area to get some property that was left behind. And they've also sent me threats, and they even sent me text messages repeating, "Gang of stalking, I'm gonna fuck you up, be nice," which is what you heard concerning the Thanksgiving event. Now, so, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why I'm gonna start using this tent in the aforementioned ways is because what I'm doing is bottlenecking their time availability to have normal appearing excuses to make it appear that they know I'm camping and where I'm camping at, so they can arrest me and give me a ticket for illegal lodging, in order to then claim that I violated this illegal criminal probation they put me on as a result of the illegal criminal activity of a member of the Public Defender's Office. He illegally and illegally, without my knowledge in any way, shape, or form, consolidated the ticket from August 27, 2014 to the ticket that was given during the arrest on November 10th. Without my knowledge, without my consent, without my knowledge, and without my permission. As a result, I was, without my knowledge, put on 3 years of probation, and that's why they did it. Okay, so, and this is done to use as a later tool to literally attempt to achieve the criminal motivations pertaining to why I'm being gang stalked to begin with, why the homelessness was created to begin with. Think about it this way. If I've caught gang stalk, oh my god, gang stalk crazy, gang stalk weird, gang stalk, why don't you go and steal it? Well, I didn't catch that. I didn't catch the gang stalk, why don't you go and steal her stuff on a tape recorder being set around me at UCSD, but I made videos about it. Okay. But the point being is that 800 audio files of the same exact identical verbal harassment happening around me every day, everywhere I go, practically non-stop every day, everywhere I go. Do you really think that a tape recorder lies? I don't think so. So they know that I'm going to be utilizing this technique pertaining to, they know I'm going to be utilizing this technique, okay, that I'm going to do concerning how I'm going to start using this tent, because I literally took a video picture of this tent, uploaded the video picture to Instagram, and then put some detailed information in the description of that Instagram video and posted it to Twitter. And what they're doing is sending me text messages regurgitating what I post on Twitter. So that tells you right there is they're surveilling me on Twitter, and I got the text messages to prove it. So they know that I'm going to start implementing this strategy. So what are they doing here? Well, let me just put it to you this way. Are they doing this here? Are they bringing men and at 2 different times a couple to walk up to the area where my bike's at and not saying nothing, but making enough noise to where I see them? Is that being done to induce fear that I'm going to get caught while I'm camping here? Because keeping a targeted individual in a constant hyper-vigilant mindset about what's going to happen now to me today, what's going to happen next. I've been assaulted brutally now 5 times. Go to YouTube and type in Learning Disabled Woman brutally assaulted on an MTS bus, and slowly and meticulously research every single thing that is in the description of that YouTube video. You will literally be able to see that I predicted that assault and where it would take place at in an email file 11 days before it occurred, if you look at everything meticulously in the description of that YouTube video. And 4 other assaults took place towards me, one of them inside the San Diego Courthouse Jail when I was waiting to see this public defender on November 13th. And that assault was predicted as well in a video file. That's right, because I was wondering what they were going to do, if they were going to throw me in jail in reference to the August 27th ticket. So I made a video about it saying that, because you can go to Google right now and type in gang stalking in jails, gang stalking in psychiatric floors. They will literally gang stalk the targeted individual inside jail after they're illegally and criminally arrested after a staged event is propped up. They will literally subject the target to gang stalking techniques on a psychiatric floor that they're put on by police officers using their employment descriptions for illegal psychiatric detention. Google that. Hold on. So, in closing, let's see what... Alright, so I only got about 4 minutes left to talk, so here's what I'm going to do. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take down this tent. Okay, actually the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go over there and I'm going to see how long it takes for me to prop up this tent. I'm going to move some property over there, and I might have to keep this tent propped up for a night. Okay, because it all depends on how much I can get done today and still have time to make something to eat. So the point being is this: if I start moving property over there, like my sleeping bags and my pajamas and the support material that I carry with me, like my battery chargers, my backpack and stuff like that, if I start moving that stuff over there, and then they create an event there which prevents me from using that space tonight, after I take this tent down, that means I'll have to come back over here, move everything back over here, and then re-prop up the tent. So what I'm going to do is move the support material over there, hide it, okay, and then see what transpires for the day, and then right about, let's see if anybody approaches me within an hour or two before it gets dark, which will be that time frame that I will erect this tent. Basically what I'm trying to say is that they might wait until I start moving stuff over there, wait until they figure that, well, she's probably going to start putting the tent up right about now. We'll bring somebody in there and accuse her of being there for the wrong reasons, which will have to provoke me from removing all that stuff back over here. Let's see if they come here and then act like they heard me or saw me over there. Let's see if they come here and start saying somebody must be camping here and take down my tent while I'm over there scared out of my mind. Which is what they try to do, literally. This is how I have to live, ladies and gentlemen, as a result of being gang stalked. These staged, propped up physical interactions that they do is achieved through, but not limited to, the illegal, covert surveillance of a target, including even using the target's own cell phone as a listening device. Go to YouTube and Google, in fact, go to YouTube right now and type in stalking and cell phone hacking. You'll see a video that comes up of two women being on a morning show. Every single thing, from the second they open up to their mouth up until the end of the video, everything they're experiencing are gang stalking methods. They're being gang stalked and they don't even know it. Okay, and they literally talk about how their phones are being hacked and used as microphones. They're being used as trackers, and the cameras on the phones are being hacked, even when the battery's out. That's right. And then go to Google and YouTube and type in cell phone tracking, cell phone hacking, and gang stalking, so they can literally hear what I'm stating right now. They even sent me text messages stating that we've hacked into your phone, your YouTube accounts, and your blog accounts. Hold on. So what do you think about what I'm saying? The audio evidence that I played you alone, 2 audio files of over 900, should tell you right there that I'm telling you the truth. So, to put the target in a non-stop mental neural loop about what's going to happen to him next, what's going to happen to him now as a result of staged physical interactions that they prop up using anybody, neighbors, homeless men, homeless women, kids, teenagers, landscape workers, utility company personnel. They'll use anybody and everybody because it's organized crime in the system at the federal, state, and local level that have the community resources, the connections, and the employment descriptions to use anybody. Go to YouTube and type in "listen to a stranger." That video is dedicated to exposing some of the techniques of gang stalking. How they can use anybody in the community to do anything towards a person they do not know based on the prestige of a real badge or a fake one and a lie. all of it achieved through covert surveillance, tracking, and observation. Staged events. Staged events in gang stalking are called street theaters. Google that term and you will see I'm telling you the truth. And when they stage an event, they will also stage the witnesses. My name is Leslie Williams. I am literally even taping, recording the statements I'm making right now, in case when I go to upload this video, they delete it before it can be uploaded, which they have done at UCSD, the North University San Diego Public Library, and at the Law Library downtown San Diego. So I apologize I don't look my best. I apologize this video is not being made in a nicer platform. But what I'm doing is literally updating you, exposing to you, and making predictions pertaining to what could and might and maybe will happen concerning me, about me, around me, towards me, or against me at this area, and the area that I plan on moving to, and other areas that I plan on using as well. I'm in San Diego, California, La Jolla. Today's date is February 9th, 2015, and this is a prediction video. Keep it private until something happens. Thank you for listening, and have a nice day.